This is the seventh and final video in a video series about information literacy and is presented by the Charles T. Jones Leadership Library at Central Penn College. In this video, you will learn about economic, legal, and social considerations surrounding the use of information, and you will learn how to access and use information ethically and legally. Information is a valuable commodity that carries legal protection. Do you understand the ethical and legal issues surrounding information? Accessing information on the web may not always be safe for your computer or your identity. Cybercriminals are constantly improving their methods in an attempt to learn information about you and possibly steal your identity. Make sure you invest in an antivirus program for your computer and use common sense when giving personal information, such as your name, address, social security number, or credit card information, to a website. If you're not sure if you can trust a website, do some research on the website. Do they have bad reviews or many complaints against them? If in doubt, don't give out your personal information. Not all information published on the web is free. Often, scholars will conduct research and publish it. Both the scholar and the publisher expect to get paid for their work. When searching the internet, it's not uncommon to find an article that is only available if you pay for it. Fortunately, Central Penn pays for resources for you so that you don't have to pay anything extra to access these scholarly resources. EBSCOhost and Gale are two of our scholarly databases that you have free access to as a Central Penn student. Freedom of speech is a constitutional right granted to U.S. citizens. It allows citizens to express their beliefs and ideas without unwarranted government restriction. Sometimes individuals or institutions attempt to limit this right. This is called censorship. Censorship can take many forms, such as banning particular books, music that has censored lyrics, and even self-censorship when someone does not say, write, or purchase something because of fear of pushback. Let's talk a little bit about information creation. If you have a creative idea that nobody else has, does that idea belong solely to you? Yes. That creative idea is your intellectual property. You have the right to transform it into something tangible, then patent it, copyright it, trademark it, and so forth. It's also your right to make money from your creative idea. Copyright is a legal form of protection for your concrete forms of your intellectual property. Copyright restrains other people from profiting off your creative idea without your permission. Fair use is the counterpoint to copyright. While copyright tends to limit how other people may use your idea, fair use says it's okay in certain circumstances to use someone else's idea without their approval. Examples of being able to use someone else's intellectual property without notifying them include when it's used for educational purposes by students, if only a little bit of the material is used, and as long as you don't make a profit from it. There are federal laws regarding access and use of information, and organizations may institute additional policies as well. Are you aware of these laws and policies, as well as rules of etiquette when it comes to accessing and using information? When you access information of any kind, it is important for you to access it in a legal and ethical manner. This means that you use your own ID and password to access online resources, and you don't give out your ID or password to anyone else. This also includes not sharing information you received, such as journal articles from our library databases, as a direct result of being a Central Penn student with someone outside of Central Penn. When you converse with others, whether in a classroom or online, make sure you follow proper rules of etiquette. Present your ideas, giving proper credit to others if using someone else's idea. Listen to your classmates and professor, and defend your arguments respectfully, or concede a point graciously. When interacting with others online, it can be nearly impossible to tell what tone the other person is attempting to communicate. While sarcasm is easily identified in person, it is often not communicated while online, so refrain from sarcasm. Double-check your words before posting anything to make sure that you are communicating clearly with as small a chance as possible for misinterpretation. Central Penn outlines the academic integrity policy in the current edition of the catalog. Academic dishonesty includes, but is not limited to, plagiarism, cheating, academic misrepresentation, acts of falsification, deception, and use of prohibited resources. Being academically dishonest can have major ramifications for your assignment, final grade, and even your right to continue as a student at the college. Whenever you use a source and don't give appropriate credit to the creator, you are committing plagiarism, even if it's unintentional on your part. This can include forgetting quotation marks when you quote a source verbatim, forgetting to include the in-text citation, or forgetting to include the full citation in your references list. It also includes using too much of just one source, or if borrowed material makes up the majority of your paper. Remember, incorporating materials from other sources should be used in moderation and always support your thesis statement. Do you know how to properly and thoroughly acknowledge your sources through citation? When you submit your research assignments, make sure they are appropriately formatted for the citation style you are using. For APA, your papers should be formatted in Times New Roman size 12 font, be double-spaced, use 1-inch margins, and should include headers and page numbers. You should ask your professor if they require a title page or abstract for your assignment. When you borrow material from a source, you must include an in-text citation, also known as a parenthetical citation. This citation belongs directly next to your borrowed material. For an APA in-text citation, you should include the author's last name and the year. If you are using a quote or paraphrasing a specific section, then also include the page or paragraph number. Incorporating an in-text citation is not enough. You must also include a full citation in your references list, which should be on a separate page from the rest of your research paper. The full citation should include additional details, such as the title of the article, the source it was published in, the volume and issue number if applicable, and the URL or the digital object identifier if the item is online. Every full citation should have a matching in-text citation and vice versa. Your references should be alphabetized and use hanging indents. If you have questions about how to access and use information legally and ethically, or about academic integrity and plagiarism, contact the library.